I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
I am become Barbie, bringer of party.
I love how that like crazy like dreadful line was said while he was inside of Florence Pugh.
I do too.
She said, "Say the line."
Say it. Say it.
I am become death, the destroyer of world.
Destroyer of worlds. Oh.
Movies and games and TV shows, the Cinemaniacs podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Cinemaniacs podcast, where we talk movies, games, and TV shows. I'm your host, Maceo, and as always, I am joined by my co-host,
Matthew.
And today is it's a good one. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. There was a certain cinema holiday recently,
Yes.
known as Barbenheimer.
What's that?
What's that, my friend? My friend, that is Barbie and Oppenheimer, released on the same day. And a lot of people were talking about that and making memes out of it and setting dates to go see them both at the same time, which we did.
Yes.
We saw them both one after the other.
Yeah.
And
We
it
did
was-
do the Barbenheimer.
Yeah, we did the Barbenheimer, and it was a lot of fun. So we're going to be talking about that today. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Spider-Man 2 trailer. We got some more DC news. Got a Marvel's trailer. Lot. Let's hop right into it.
For sure.
So starting off here, Wes Anderson. You know Wes Anderson,
Yeah.
our good buddy Wes.
Westy West. Yeah.
He's casted Michael Cera in his next film as a lead. So Michael Cera and Benicio del Toro are going to be leading his next film.
Nice.
And this is the film that Benicio del Toro is going to be like in every shot.
Yeah, and it's it was described, I think, as an espionage thriller kind of movie. I
Okay.
believe is like
Wow.
the genre. So
Wes-
kind of a spy aspect for Wes Anderson,
That's interesting. A Wes Anderson spy film?
and I think Del Toro is gonna be like the spy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wonder if Sayre's gonna be the
His-
villain.
The villain, maybe. I was thinking the villain or like his henchman,
Or
like his
yeah.
little his buddy.
His Robin.
Yeah, his literally because he played Robin.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Michael Cera and Wes Anderson it's a nice duo. I'm excited to see that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Next up, we've got some Mortal Kombat news.
Yes.
Not the movie, the game,
The
the actual
game,
next
yeah.
game is called Mortal Kombat 1. And if you're wondering, 1, why 1? Isn't this the 12th game?
It's a reboot.
It's a reboot.
because multiverse.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, because they got to hop on the train, the
Yeah.
multiverse train. So Mortal Kombat 1 is basically a revamp and a reboot of the entire Mortal Kombat universe.
Yes.
Took him not 11 years, took him 11 games and like 30 years to
Yeah.
to kind of reboot the series, but we got some interesting character lineup.
Yes.
They introduced a couple returning characters from the Mortal Kombat universe.
Yeah.
But among those, we have 3 very interesting characters here.
yeah.
We have Peacemaker from DC, the Peacemaker show, and the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
We have Omni-Man from Invincible.
Yes.
And of course, Homelander. I'm not even going to say what he's from. You know who he's from.
Yes.
Homelander. I can't wait to play this.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, and J.K. Simmons is confirmed to be voicing Omni-Man.
So
which-
I'm guessing John Cena, Peacemaker, Anthony Starr.
Yeah.
Homelander.
Why not? Of course, that's going to be so
amazing.
fun.
The only thing I hate about this game is the size of the game itself.
Oh, yeah. Like the actual like file,
Yeah,
how
the,
much
yeah, the
space it
file
takes
size,
up
It's like 124 gigs
for no
or
reason.
Something. It's
No reason. It, Like
yeah.
on Switch, it takes up the entire Switch storage space. It's crazy.
Western game developers
They can't. Yeah, they don't know how to
make a condensed game.
yeah, I don't know how to condense them.
And this is a fighting It's a fighting
I
game,
know.
bro.
With like good graphics, but that's it.
And by the way, that was like the base, the game itself. That's not including this like fighters pack or whatever. Or
Yeah, this is DLC
yeah,
technically.
DLC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
so it's not even including that.
yeah, which is
Crazy.
yeah. Anyways, but that's
Even still though, that's
I can't wait for the interactions.
That's awesome.
The interactions between Homelander and Omni-Man are gonna
Yeah,
be
them two. Ooh.
and it's gonna be like official because it's gonna be Anthony Starr and J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Actually talking to each other. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
They better have the most interactions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Actually, they better be in a booth together when they do their lines.
Yeah.
Their lines specifically should be in a booth together. But that's a lot of fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Continuing on that, we have Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd
Yes.
will star in a new A24 film called Death of a Unicorn.
Yes.
And it is about a dad and a daughter who run over a unicorn. It says on their way home, but I have no idea what from. So I just say they run over a unicorn.
Yeah.
I'm already down. I'm already interested in what this
It
is.
sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds wild.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd, both great actors. I think
yeah.
they're going to bring a lot to this interesting concept. And you already know it'll probably have some aspect of horror because I think of running over a unicorn and a unicorn being real in an A24 film. It's like, that just sounds like a horror film.
Yeah.
It just sounds like there's going to be some horror there.
And Jenna Ortega's kind of known for
Right.
some horror stuff.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, not really.
Ghostbusters, I guess.
Yeah, but so who knows?
Who
though?
knows? It's interesting. I am very interested.
I like the casting though.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, I like them.
Like you already know, based on the premises of the film and the cast, that it will at least be very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Paul Rudd. It's going to be a fun movie. It's
Yeah.
at least for the most part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interested in that.
For sure.
And the last bit of news that I have here is a gaming news. We got a new Spider-Man 2 PS5 trailer
Yes.
with new looks at all the characters. We got a new look at Peter and Miles and Harry. Harry looks good. He's got
Yeah.
a nice design. What do you think of the haircut on Miles? That's the thing that's going around right now.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
That's the thing right now is people were like, whoa. Because it's a haircut that's not like you usually associate with Miles the real short haircut
Yeah.
or like in Across the Spider-Verse the real tall haircut.
Yeah.
And so this is a very modern haircut for Miles in this day and age. So it's like it almost is like that we haven't seen him with this type of haircut. It's not a huge deal at all,
Yeah.
but it's like it's different, you know.
Yeah.
It is like jarring because usually he has no hair.
Yeah.
He's got like very little hair. What about the Peter design? Because I know you started this game with the
Yes.
new design.
Yeah. I like it, man. I honestly think that they've like touched him up a little bit to make him feel a little more matured
Yeah,
with
that's fair.
in the face particularly, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big complaint for a lot of people. You know, that he looked too young for what he
Right, like
for
the
what
face.
for what the age was and stuff. So I think that they kind of fixed that a little bit.
I agree with that. I'm still not a huge
There was
fan.
a better shot of it though.
There was.
specifically
Yeah,
in
I
the
didn't have
trailer.
that
The
image.
one with like his hair down and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
yeah. With you got the Bully Maguire.
Yeah,
look
he did.
going
He
on.
low-key did have
He
the
he
voice.
did, yeah. I personally I'm not the biggest fan of the new design, specifically like when they first made the new design and then this one. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't know why exactly. It just doesn't look like. I feel like they perfected it with the first look. I think that was so good and it looked and felt like Peter Parker, and then they changed it to look more like Tom Holland, but it looked like an even younger version of Tom Holland on an older version of Peter. So for me, it just didn't work.
I don't know.
that well.
To me, it looks more like Yuri Lowenthal than Tom Holland to me. Personally.
You think so?
I think there is some Tom Holland in there because of the youngness, but I feel like it looks more like Yuri Lowenthal.
Okay. I don't really know what he looks like to be like. Yeah, that looks like. I mean, I've seen what he looks like, but I don't know his face enough to say, yeah, that looks like Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I mean, I don't think it's bad at all.
Yeah. He is Spider-Man anyway, so I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, but I am used to the original face, and I like that original design, and so this newer design, for me, it just isn't as good.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't hate it. But speaking of some new designs, we got a MJ.
Yeah.
She's got a new design. She looks like a 40-year-old woman. This is a design.
Julianne Moore, low key.
Yeah, she does look like Julianne Moore. I don't know. I think she looked better in the first game.
I think she did too.
This is truly one that I'm like, yeah, she
I like her
looked
hair
better.
more here, but
Her hair's nice, yeah. But
and the graphics are definitely better. Like
her eyes are way bluer. Yeah.
The graphics are better, but I don't know. The first design was definitely more my go.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna be dumping Miss Watson in this game, dumping her off to the side for maybe Felicia,
because he's gonna be in the black suit, so he's gonna be like, I don't care about you, Mary Jane.
I mean, and they've already set up Felicia so
Yeah.
much, you know,
in DLC,
so
but yeah,
much, you know?
yeah.
And I don't think that they're gonna bring in Gwen.
No, not at this point. I mean, I assume Gwen in this universe has already died.
Yeah.
I would assume that, you know. I think it's not an awful design. Again, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like horrendous, but it is like jarringly different from the
Yeah.
last one, and I do prefer the last one.
I
But-
like continuity too, you know.
Yeah, I do too. Like Miles so far is the most consistent character.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, at least his was just a haircut, you know.
yeah, he just got a different haircut, but these guys are changing
And
faces.
it's honestly kind of an improvement, honestly, because it shows a little bit of his age as well,
Right.
You know? Kind of
Yeah.
like what they did in Across the Spider-Verse, but just
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a different way, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But yeah, so some new designs looking nice.
Also, did you see the
That's skipping ahead here.
the Venom
Venom.
design?
The Venom design is crisp.
So
This is nice.
I want to talk about Venom for a second.
Okay.
I've heard some theories. And I want to
Yeah, okay.
discuss one particular
Yeah.
one that piqued my interest, and it was a theory that we could potentially see two different Venoms
Okay.
in the game
At the same time, or like someone that becomes
at
Venom
different
and then
at different times. I
someone takes
believe.
over. Okay.
One being Harry, and the other being who knows.
Okay. So like they don't know who, but they think there's gonna be two.
Yeah,
Venoms.
because the obviously unique spider design of Venom stands out here. I think the most, right?
with
With
my
with the
gosh.
spider legs fully extending and stuff. You know.
yeah, but
In promotional trailers that they've already shown, like in the alleyway scene
Right.
and everything, and even more so than that in the promotional art, even
yeah,
the spider is not like that. It does not look like that.
it's much smaller. It is much like
Yeah.
the Venom we know, where it just kind of wraps around.
Yeah. Now I could say one counter argument I just thought of right now. Maybe this is just a flashy thing with Venom, because it looks like Venom's in his screaming kind of mode,
Yeah,
or
right.
roaring kind of thing. Maybe it's a flashy thing where like they're showing that he's roaring with the legs quickly jolting out over his body real quick.
So it's
something
like
that. Maybe it's like a quick, just cool animation thing.
to add to the ferocity.
But I think that's kind of flimsy still.
Yeah.
I still don't think that's concrete, you know?
Yeah,
So two Venoms possibly? People are saying Eddie. Where's Eddie?
yeah.
You see that maybe?
Eddie would always make the most sense because he is Venom. He's the Venom in the comics. He's always been Venom.
So it would make more sense for Eddie to be like probably the traditional spider Venom that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And then this one
But they
be Harry's probably.
This one would probably be Harry's, yeah. And I've seen people like who's Venom in the new trailer? Who is? I think it might be Harry. I think it's so obvious.
It's
I think
definitely gonna be Harry.
it is like they made it obvious in the trailer that it's Harry
Yeah.
because he says we're gonna heal the world, and then later in the trailer Venom says we're gonna heal the world.
Well, yeah, and they've already built it up in previous games. They're not just gonna be like, oh yeah, he just gets the symbiote removed, nothing happens.
Yeah.
With it. No, that's not gonna happen. He's going to be Venom. The question is he the only Venom?
Yes.
We've also heard the popular theory that maybe Peter Parker himself becomes
we talked about that.
becomes the Venom.
Yeah, I like that theory a lot.
And
I like the theory that he becomes Venom maybe halfway through the game, and
Yeah.
then Harry becomes the Venom later.
yeah, Harry would be like the final Venom and stuff.
Yeah,
And I think Peter becoming Venom would like show it would be showing the negative aspects of Peter in the black suit and like using the black suit and stuff to like the most extreme.
Right,
Because
yeah.
he eventually fully loses control.
yeah. To show that he does go past that line and go,
And maybe that's a reasoning for players to have like the black suit for most of the game.
yeah,
Peter literally wants it on him for most of the game. And
Yeah.
that eventually turns him into Venom halfway or
right.
3/4 way through, and Miles obviously.
Like maybe maybe it literally makes it so you can't change outfits. Like it's like no, I don't want to change outfits. I want to be in the black suit or something, So for the story mode of the game, you can't actually change outfits.
Yeah,
That's a kind of interesting aspect of it.
that would be crazy. I honestly don't think so. I guarantee they'll probably still like let you use like regular suits and just like he
Yeah.
just acts mean still.
Oh well, this actually adds to the theory of there being a symbiote version of every suit. Because if you want to switch suits during the game, maybe you want to be in a different suit than the symbiote suit that you're like forced to be in. If you change into a suit, maybe there's a symbiote version of that suit, so you're still in that suit with the power and the ability that it has and the look that it has, but it's the symbiote version of it.
Yeah.
So it still stays within the continuity of he has the symbiote still.
Bro, so I know like the base Insomniac suit with the white spider.
Yeah, right.
I saw a cool kind of twist like symbiote version of it where instead of like the whole suit becoming black, the white parts of it are exchanged for black. Like that's where the symbiote goes.
That's interesting.
Like in the armored pieces or something
Yeah.
like that. Now obviously if we did get a black suit version, it probably would just be like all black and then leave the white pieces.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was cool because it has like the white spider, but then it's like all black
Right.
instead.
So it just looks like normal Spider-Man.
yeah, kind of but more like extended and like
Yeah.
armored a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's obviously it's Insomniac.
Yeah.
It's got the
Maybe if it did that, and then also the webbing looked more like the symbiote,
yeah.
and then the eyes looked like the symbiote eyes.
It is interesting though that they're going for the gooey,
Yes.
symbiote suit.
Yeah,
That's very. It is a little more armored than like the
Right.
comics one, but it's still gooey.
yeah. So
I think we're getting gooey with Tom as well, man. I think
I hope
we're-
so.
I honestly think we might get like a mix. Like I think we'll get like gooey, but we'll still get like a little bit of like the tech
Yeah.
with like the eyes maybe and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I don't know if his eyes will be like
Well, right.
full,
We've already
because they like those.
the
They like those
the camera
yeah.
lenses. Yeah, I think we're gonna see some gooey symbiote for Tom. We've already seen Tom be a little gooey in his most recent show that he's in, where he got back shots.
Oh, the quiet room.
Yeah,
Oh,
or the
God.
crowded
Or
room.
crowded
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, he was pretty gooey in that scene. Anyways, but yeah,
Anyways,
I think we will see the kind of slimier version of the symbiote on Tom. I think
Sure.
that would be really nice. Well, before we leave the Spider-Man topic, I actually had one more image. We got I almost said Jimmy Woo, Mr. Negative, Martin
Yes.
Lee, and his part in the trailer was interesting.
yes.
Of Miles being like, you took everything from me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see some vengeance.
I wasn't expecting this plot thread.
I didn't think about this at all.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
And does Miles have another potential new, like, main popular rival with the
Martin
Spot? So we have the Spot that was
Mhm.
established with Across the Spider-Verse. Does Mr. Negative maybe become more of a Miles guy?
I like that, and I think that he could be this live action Miles, his version, his villain. It's
I
very
like
pop.
that.
I think that might be what they're doing. They're setting up for. But so he's got some.
I like that. Man.
Someone pointed out that he looks like Asian Adam Driver, and I thought
Yes,
that was
he
a very
does.
accurate description.
Yeah.
But he's looking. I mean, I like the design for his current.
I wonder how his negative form is gonna look without the suit on and stuff.
Ooh, the orange jumpsuit probably turns white.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say that. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, Miles is gonna beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a much more raggedy version of Mr. Negative is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. And then there was actually one more. I don't have the image, but there was an image in the trailer of a figure in the distance in a big explosion surrounded by fire. And I don't know if you saw people talking about it.
I did not.
Okay, well this specific character is rumored to be well, not rumored, but theorized to be Yuri, the police detective.
Oh yes.
as Wraith.
That makes sense. I
Yeah,
feel like. Yeah.
because of her after her incident with Hammerhead
Yeah. That
in the
makes
DLC.
sense. Yeah.
So I like that theory. I think that makes the most sense. She wasn't in the trailer, so
She's definitely gonna be in this game. It's like
Yeah.
in some capacity.
and
They
she's
set
gonna
that
be
up, you
a
know?
good guy turned bad for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like that.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So but yeah, this is looking really good. I can't wait. I want
Gonna
to
be a great game.
I want to buy the bundle with the new PS5.
Oh my god.
I looked up how much people think it's going to be, like what the kind of theorized pricing is going to be. It's looking probably like $600.
Dang, man.
It's I'm going to have to pull some money out for that, but
And it's PlayStation. It's a PlayStation game too, so it's not gonna be available anywhere else.
no. Yeah. I won't be able to play it on my PlayStation 4. So,
No, yeah.
which I just got.
You can't even, but you won't even be able to get it on like PC.
Not
which
yet,
Which
yeah.
gets like everything. You won't be able to get it on PC for like probably like at least 6 months to a year.
Yeah, cuz
Maybe.
yeah.
It's like on the bright side, you know. Like,
Right. Cuz the PS4, the first one didn't come to PC till like last year. And it came out in 2018. So, yeah. It's crazy.
Console exclusives, man.
I know they can be annoying, but at the same time they're worth it, I think, for the
That-
most part.
I mean,
Specifically these.
They are, but sometimes, especially like PC, like
Mm.
I understand maybe like not having like a console, like the other like console or whatever is get your games, but like I feel like PC game, like every game should probably release on PC when it comes out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
Because they're not like in really that direct competition, you know.
Yeah.
People that play in PCs, they're not buying the console version of the game.
Right, yeah.
So I mean,
That's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Well-
Spider-Man 2.
Well, that was all the movie, games, and TV news that I had this week. What did you have?
Okay, so movie, games, TV. Let's start off with new poster for Invincible season 2.
Yes. Yep. Let's skip through some photos here. Yeah. This is a nice poster of all the characters.
Yes.
I on a train, on a subway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's just them being like, coming soon.
Almost there.
We're almost, it literally says almost there. We're almost there, guys. Don't worry. But they did release the Adam Eve. The like
Adam
50
Eve
minute
like spin-off. Yeah.
yeah, like an epic, like a 1
It's
minute
like
long
yeah,
or
it's like
minute. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, one episode kind of deal.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it, but it's out and you can go watch it. I'll probably check it out soon. But they are promoting. They are getting it out there that the second season is coming.
Oh yeah.
And did you hear the unfortunate news about the second season?
I did not.
It's going to be split. into two. They're pulling an Attack on Titan. They're going to be splitting it into two parts, and one part will come out in October of this year, and the other part will come out in 2024.
Okay.
So
That's a blow.
Yeah.
But I counter.
You counter?
I counter with positive news.
Oh.
Voice recording for Invincible Season 3 is already complete.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a positive.
Yeah,
that's very positive.
So I think that we can assume that over this long time without Invincible, they've been working on future stuff as well.
Yeah. That's safe to say.
And that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Because we'll be able to in Invincible stuff back to back and stuff.
I can't wait.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Invincible Season 2.
Let's go. We're almost there.
Almost. Okay. So I got some the creator news that I just kind of or information more so that I just wanted to brag about a little bit because because I mean the film kind of excites me the more and more I'm hearing stuff about it.
That trailer was
that trailer.
Give me chills.
We got Hans Zimmer as the confirmed composer for the film.
Oh, I just got.
And Greg Fraser as the confirmed cinematographer. These are established guys in the industry here, and I think we can expect a killing score and a
beautiful score
and some beautiful cinematography.
I got wet a little bit. That's awesome.
And the movie only has an $86 million budget.
That's crazy. And the visuals look incredible.
Look insanely incredible, bro. And $86 million is insane. It has John David Washington as the lead man, and the director is the director of Rogue One, I believe.
Yep. And Ken Watanabe.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yes.
Yep. He's coming. So
yes.
The director, I forget the director's name, but he's bringing back Ken Watanabe from Godzilla when he worked with him on Godzilla, which is really nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
So the creator comes out this year. I think we're
we're watching that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to the theaters.
Sean Chandler was the one that brought it to our attention. I'm going to see this movie.
that was a good one for sure.
Yeah.
Some pretty exciting news, I guess, about the final Quentin Tarantino movie. The Movie Critic is a new casting has been announced for it, and it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, that's a shock.
So Samuel L. Jackson, he's returning. He's obviously done multiple.
He's done
Tarantino.
I think he's
films.
in every single one except maybe one.
Yeah,
Is he in Kill Bill? He's not in Kill Bill.
Yeah, he's not in Kill Bill.
And he's not in Once Upon a Time.
Actually, no. So he technically voices and he actually has a voiceover, like a narration line in Kill Bill.
He does?
Actually. Yeah.
And
it's like it feels kind of like Samuel Jackson's in this one too.
Yeah.
Technically.
Because I know he has one in Inglourious Bastards too. He does that.
Yeah, I think he does
so
that.
He does
in
it
Kill
in
Bill.
both.
I think he does that in Kill Bill as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
he's in a lot of them, obviously, but he's gonna be in the final one as well.
Good, yeah.
And
is he in?
Feels right.
Is he in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, he's not. So
that's kind of strange.
So he technically although he is in a lot of them, he hasn't been in one since The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, and he had that was his last prominent role in a Tarantino film too, because before that it was Inglourious Bastards or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Kill Bill and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's gonna be nice to see him again in a Tarantino film for sure.
Some very interesting news here. I've got rumors that Bob Iger is reportedly preparing to sell Disney.
Huh?
Yes, I've
to who? Who is?
Possibly, it might be more so not like them being absorbed by somebody, but more so him selling it to another billionaire or some shit.
Oh.
And a new figurehead takes place or whatever,
A new white guy.
Yeah, basically. Or it could be Disney gets absorbed by who knows, man. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be literally insane.
it's kind of crazy for an empire to be taken over by something else.
Yeah.
Because they are, like, Disney is the one that takes over people.
Yeah.
You know?
So
They bought Fox for $71 billion.
yeah.
That number just hit me, by the way, the other day when I saw how much, like, when the deal went through, and I was like, $71 billion. That's a lot of money. But it just hit me the other day. I was like, $71 billion.
$1 billion.
Oh my, that's too much money.
Yeah. But apparently it's because of the strikes and everything. Literally, apparently Bob Iger would rather sell the company than pay the workers fair wages.
That's fucking crazy.
And I saw the Sean Gunn video you were talking about, and in that video he says that back in like 1960 or 1950,
Yeah.
the CEO of like Warner Brothers or Disney or something was making 40 times more, I think, or 30 times more than the lowest earner. And now in 2023, Bob Iger is making, I believe, 400 times the lowest worker.
That is insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he does nothing.
Yeah.
Practically. I mean, I'm sure he does something, but he does nothing essentially. And in the grand scheme of looking at it, that is that's incomprehensible.
A lot of people attribute Disney's like lack of like pushing for like the R-rated stuff to Bob Iger wanting to remain with the Disney kid, kid only kind of.
That's kind of crazy.
PG-13 maybe. That space.
Right. It's kind of crazy because he was the one that I felt wanted to push for the R stuff to be like, yeah, we're expanding out and kind of making stuff for everybody.
I don't know. And also a lot of people have complained about like Pixar specifically. They've complained about Disney like and their like kind of censorship a bit with their characters and storylines and stuff. So
yeah.
Obviously you can't really attribute it to one person, but I mean, if you're going to attribute it to anyone, the CEO, I mean, it's not a bad place.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Huh?
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
He got some interesting words to say. He said that it would be an amazing privilege to direct the next James Bond movies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's something that should happen.
That kind of shook me. Because he doesn't really feel like the type of guy that throws his like name in out for bid like that for stuff, but
especially for existing IP. Like obviously he did Batman, but other than Batman, he's done all original stuff.
But he's throwing his name out there for James Bond. I think he wants to do.
It sounds like he wants to, because I mean he wouldn't. Say something if he didn't want to.
Don't tell me he wants to do a Robert Pattinson. You know he loves Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I could actually see it.
No way Robert Pattinson plays Batman and James Bond back to back at the same time. It'd be wild.
I mean, he is super sought after.
He is.
It is what it is,
Yeah. I mean, if he makes, it's Nolan, he'll make it work, I think. He'll make
yeah, for sure.
I mean, Christian Bale.
With Nolan, bro. So the reason why I really want it is because Nolan, that there's going to be good cinematography.
Right.
He's going to get a good cinematographer, and there's going to be a good score.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's going to happen. And he's probably going to do something crazy with the story itself, too. Like, kind of like deconstruct like James Bond story or something like that.
It make it more than just the action hero.
Yeah. I mean, literally, look what he did to Batman. Literally,
exactly.
Before the Nolan Batman movies, Batman was like kind of a weird little guy.
Yeah, he was just a weird little man. Yeah, I mean that's exactly right. I think that him doing him doing Bond would be
That'd be cool.
fantastic. Yeah.
Some interesting little quick Twitter news.
Interesting.
Apparently, they're switching over their brand. They released a short little video on Twitter.
Yeah.
Of the Twitter logo kind of fading out into an X logo.
What?
And apparently, they're gonna rebrand into X.
Okay. Yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything to say on that.
Anyway.
That's just so stupid.
Anyways, little pregame for what's to come.
Yeah.
The Barbenheimer release was the 4th biggest box office weekend success in history. The only things beating it out is number 3, Star Wars Force Awakens.
Oh, wow.
Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. Number 1, Avengers Endgame.
Wow.
Barbenheimer was number 4.
So I think any old director that is being like, cinema's dead, superhero movies are taking over. I think they should just look at this and see
Bro.
that 2 non-superhero movies made top 4. I mean, come on. A movie about J. Robert Oppenheimer and Barbie.
So even segueing more so into that, their weekend totals have been, declared, right?
Yeah.
Barbie has made $335 million in its weekend total, right?
Yeah, that's
and
great.
Oppenheimer has made $175 million.
Yeah, I figured it'd
so-
be lower.
Both still great though for the demographic and the movie and how it was made and everything. Barbie has already doubled its budget, by the way. 145 million was Barbie's budget.
Wow.
It has already doubled its budget, and I'm pretty sure Oppenheimer has already made back its budget as well.
I would
I
assume.
don't think it was 175 million.
I can't imagine it was over that. Yeah.
Some accomplishments for Barbie. Biggest domestic opening of 2023.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
So here in the U.S., it had the best.
Yeah.
It had the best
Right.
opening of any movie. Biggest opening ever for a female director.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes me happy. That just all this does make me happy.
This one's a little more niche, but biggest opening ever for a movie based on a toy.
Okay. That's kind of like what like Spider-Man Far From Home has the biggest Tuesday opening ever.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the only movie that released on a Tuesday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest opening ever for Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And biggest opening weekend for a movie that isn't a sequel, remake, or superhero movie.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And some Oppenheimer accomplishments as well. Best opening for Nolan outside of the Batman franchise. So literally outside of
yeah.
his only movies he's made that with an established IP,
Mm-hmm.
the Oppenheimer was his most successful one.
Nice. Which is technically established IP because it's a real person.
Technically,
But
it's technically based off a book as well.
is it?
Yeah,
I guess his-
the quote that it's from or whatever. Well, technically it's like a Greek like quote and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the book that it's based off is American Prometheus, which is where they got the Prometheus quote from.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third biggest opening for a biopic movie ever.
Nice. Okay.
So
yeah, I
there's been a lot of
expected
biopic movies, and that's pretty good.
that. Yeah.
Biggest opening for an R-rated movie since Joker 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. And biggest global opening for a biopic movie ever.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Cinema wins. Cinema wins.
I love that, man.
We stay winning.
And
Oh
last
my god.
last bit of movie games TV news I have. Ben Shapiro decided to review and watch the Barbie movie, and he actually he made a YouTube video destroying it for 43 minutes.
Oh my god.
And he also bought a whole bunch of Barbie and Ken dolls and made a video of him burning them on Twitter or something. Like
Yeah.
he's like a
Yeah.
like he's like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old
Right.
child or something playing with fire.
Breaking news. Ben Shapiro's insecure and he can't handle women,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah. $145 million budget.
Yeah.
Already crossed it.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's
really
the
dumb.
stupidest. It's the stupidest thing. Anyways, well, that was some good movies, games, and TV show news.
Yeah.
Well, now let's get into our comic book news, and I
Sure.
don't have that much.
Yeah, I don't have much either.
However, I do have DC announced this week 2 animated films, one being a Watchmen animated film,
Okay.
and the other being a Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths animated film. And these, I believe, are set to be in the DCU.
Okay.
I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what they are. Very interested in this. I think those will probably turn out pretty good. I don't doubt. I mean, DC animated stuff tends to track pretty well. So.
Yeah.
And then, well, the biggest thing I think that I had this week was the Marvels. The Marvels came out with a brand new trailer. What did you think off the bat of this trailer?
I think it made me a little more intrigued into the movie and stuff like that. It pulled me in more.
Yeah, it gave us a good idea of the plot.
Yeah,
and
of the actual plot.
Yeah, and like what the movie will really look like.
Yeah, the first trailer was more so kind of like fun and stuff like that, just like goofing around and like showing off the powers, all that stuff. This one kind of got a little bit more to the point. Yeah,
which was nice. And it's we got a better look at Zawe Ashton, the villain, as Dar-Benn, who is the new accuser in place of Ronan, I believe. So it's gonna be. So we're actually gonna be following up on some Guardians.
Yeah.
The first Guardians movie news. We'll see what the Kree and the accusers have been doing since then. Will be really nice, I think.
Awesome.
They also released some images that went along with this trailer. So new good look at Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, a new look at Monica Rambeau, and Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel, and of course Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, which further confirming that Nick Fury probably won't die in Secret Invasion.
Yeah,
which I personally never thought he would, anyways. I kind of thought that this was just going to be his like big time to shine. I didn't really think this was going to be like they're going to kill Fury off at the end, you know? Yeah. So I don't know, but he's rocking that he's rocking a leather jacket.
Yeah.
And then the shot of all three of them together is real nice. I'm still not the biggest fan of Carol's suit. I don't really care for how toned down the colors are. It almost feels like X-Men.
Feels very muted.
Yes. For sure, especially standing next to Miss Marvel, who's got like bright red and blue and gold.
Yeah,
and I'm not a fan of the muted colors, but the suit itself, like the design, is nice. If the colors were just up more, I'd really like it.
Yeah,
but
I'd like to see some masks as well.
Yeah, we don't.
Miss Marvel usually has a little thing, right?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be seeing much mask in this movie from any of them. Which is really strange because they all wear... No! Yeah, but I think they're all going to probably look like this for most of the movie. But I do think the trailer looks fun. It truly just kind of... It added to the last trailer, but it didn't get it to where it was like, I can't wait. I can't wait for this movie. I think this movie is on track to be a good movie purely because of expectations, because most people are either expecting it to be terrible or they're expecting it to just be fun. Yeah. So I think when it comes out, expectations will be good and settled, and it'll just be a fun time, and we can all agree on the internet that it will be good. Yeah. And everybody agrees all the time on the internet.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. We don't all hate each other and try to kill each other at every time, but we can't. Anyways,
we're not doomed as a species.
Yeah, definitely not.
We'll get to that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, but that's all the comic book news that I had this week.
So I had a little bit.
Okay,
tiny smidge. One little DC bit I had. Aquaman 2 coming out this year, as far as I know. So.
Okay,
and apparently they've now had 3 rounds of reshoots for Aquaman 2.
Just can it.
3 rounds, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a sign that it just should be put down.
Yeah.
Like,
Can it?
I mean, you canned Batgirl so fast.
Yeah,
because you didn't think it was gonna make money.
And it was done.
It was a finished product. Yeah,
Yeah.
ready for release.
I've never heard about that. Like, literally, why not, like, release it?
I don't know.
You've already put the money into it.
Yeah, they definitely make more money
So-
from that than Flash.
So, I mean, not releasing it, though, like, you get no money at all back
Mm-hmm.
from the money you've already put in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I don't
Instead
understand.
of getting at least the tiniest bit.
But anyway, Aquaman 2, not excited for that.
No, definitely not.
A little bit of Marvel news. Sony wants Emma Stone back as Gwen Stacy for a
course.
future Spider-Gwen related project.
I mean, okay. I
so a
mean,
multiverse kind of.
yeah.
I don't know if they go balls to the walls like, yeah, solo Emma Stone Spider-Gwen story, or they introduce her in different movies per se,
Like a Miles
or
movie, maybe, like a live
Miles,
action.
Yeah, or I don't know, Chasm 3 perhaps or something. you
Yeah.
know? Or maybe just a team up movie in general.
Yeah,
Like like a live action
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse kind of
Something.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hope is that we will see her as Spider-Gwen, but I don't know that she would lead her own film as Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like she's too far into, like, she's done so much dramatic stuff since then, and I don't know if she might not want to revisit that character if it's not with, like, Andrew and stuff.
Yeah.
So, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Screw what she wants.
Said, I want it. It doesn't matter what she wants.
And not comic book related, but just felt like it kind of fits under the banner. A little Star Wars news here. John Boyega,
Okay.
his wound with the Star Wars franchise has closed a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
He said he's down to return as Finn
Really?
and redeem his character.
Yeah.
No, he actually didn't say that he'd redeem his character,
He
but
just-
he did say that he's down to return as Finn.
Yeah.
Which previously he was like, no.
I'm done. Yeah.
And he also, for some reason, gave his own personal ranking of the sequel trilogy movies.
You can't help but do it,
He ranked them The Force Awakens number 1,
Mm-hmm.
The Rise of Skywalker number 2, and then The Last Jedi number 3.
I know The Last Jedi isn't liked amongst pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Rise of Skywalker's easily the worst of the trilogy.
Yeah.
For me.
I think it is too. I think I just don't think he likes it because it's literally like the start of the downfall of his character arc. Like,
yeah, I think that's probably why he
it's
doesn't
literally.
like
I
it
mean, he's
either,
really
yeah.
sidelined for the entire movie.
Yeah.
And then, the part that he is in, it's just like, eh.
Yeah.
I think he literally is. I think he'll literally only return as Finn if they like give him a lightsaber and,
I think so,
and make
too.
him a fucking Jedi. Or
Yeah,
something.
I think Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau need to get on a solo Finn project and make him like the new Samuel Jackson.
Oh yeah.
I think he deserves it, and I think they can do it.
Yeah.
So, and give him a movie, like give him like a
Yeah,
straight up.
bro. We need now with everything
Yeah.
they've done, we need a solo like Finn project, movie, or show, something.
Because we've
Something.
seen when the shows last too long, we've seen that now.
Yeah.
So just give him a movie, maybe a trilogy, and that's it. Don't, and he can come back in other movies like Luke did and all the original characters, but give him a solo adventure, his own solo Star Wars, not solo a Star Wars story, but his own solo Star Wars story. Because he's easily the one of the most wasted parts of the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, they set him up a stormtrooper
Yeah.
that becomes a Jedi.
I
mean,
think narratively, John Boyega as Finn is the most wasted in terms of
Yeah.
how he
Yeah.
how he's wasted in the plot. And I think acting wise, Oscar Isaac as
Yeah.
basically Han Solo light is
Yeah.
it's why.
Just yeah, I don't know. Bring in those two to have their own movie together.
And they fit together too. They had great chemistry
Oh
together
yeah,
and stuff like
they're
that.
easily the most enjoyable part, I think.
That'd be awesome if they yeah, we're gonna leave out Rey and give the dudes their own trilogy.
Well, I mean, those are Rey's movies,
and
so
that they are Rey's movies. And the thing is, they kind of made Rey so powerful that we're she literally can't be in. She'll just solve all the problems and stuff because she's a fully trained Jedi master. You know?
Yeah.
She's a Skywalker and everything. You know?
Right.
So she's got it all down, and she'll just fix every problem. But we could actually see a different type of struggle with Finn and Poe.
I agree. Yeah,
Poe Dameron.
Yeah, I love that interview that they did where they're talking about they fly now. They fly now, and he goes, John Boyega goes, they've been flying since the Clone Wars. He recognizes the error in the interview.
They've been flying since the Clone Wars. Bro, I'm not even joking though. One of the best moments in the Star Wars around the whole sequel trilogy was before The Force Awakens even came out, when just the trilogy came out, bro.
Yeah.
There was this reaction video that Disney made of everyone the main people reacting to the trailers.
Yeah.
And bro, John Boyega got so hype watching the trailer because the trailer literally ends basically with Finn igniting the blue lightsaber and holding it, which is kind of sad because
yeah, because
what happens to his character and everything, but still
to see yourself
in that moment, it was crazy, man.
To see yourself in an official Star Wars licensed project, the return of Star Wars.
They even showed a little bit of him dueling Kylo.
Yeah,
they wanted to set up because he gets dumped by Kylo real fast, and it's Kylo.
He gets shit on.
It's Kylo versus Rey. But in the trailer, they even showed some of that. He was getting hyped and everything.
I remember when the first trailer came out, I felt so the new main character is a black character, or this new guy. It's cool. They're really changing it up.
Yeah,
but it's not. He's not, and they really set it up. I mean, the whole movie, the very beginning of the movie, sets Finn up.
It follows
as the main
him.
character.
He literally is what we follow into the movie and stuff, and it's so weird.
It's seriously,
he's just forgotten.
Yeah, it seriously felt like the first movie was set up to follow Finn, and then they dropped him, and they were like, "Let's follow this Rey character for the rest of the trilogy."
And I get that. I get that the change of director definitely didn't help.
Oh yeah,
they definitely should have just stuck with J.J. Abrams throughout all three. Even though honestly, I think Rian Johnson making all three probably would have been better than J.J. Abrams making all three
agree.
from the start.
Yeah,
but J.J. Abrams he made the first one. They should have just let him make the second one and the third one. There was no reason to. Oh, let's switch up directors and then switch back.
Yeah,
no.
It's so dumb. And I know, The Last Jedi, it kind of shits on some stuff for Star Wars too, Luke's arc and some the Holdo maneuver isn't really supposed to work or what. It's that's not something that could happen.
Yeah.
I'd argue that Rise of Skywalker kind of so Last Jedi there takes some things and kind of poops on it, and it makes it a sour kind of movie then, but Rise of Skywalker kind of takes everything that it poops on and makes it even worse. And it poops on even more. And it kind of is well, I don't know. I just kind of made this thing that isn't very good.
The problem with Rise of Skywalker is it insults your intelligence as an audience.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And The Last Jedi, it doesn't. I don't think The Last Jedi does insult your intelligence.
No,
honestly.
No.
It only really hurts if you're a Star Wars fan, honestly. Not point blank if you're a Star Wars fan, but if you're a long time Star Wars fan, you grew up without the sequels, it hurts for sure.
I completely see that because I see that point, and for me, someone who doesn't know much about Star Wars and isn't the hugest Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
Last Jedi, I would say, is probably the best movie of the trilogy in just the way they do things.
I think it. I don't know. I think it's held back by a lot of the writing, but I think the Force Awakens for me feels like the just above the water kind of.
Yeah,
it's
fair.
the best of the. But a lot of people will argue that the Force Awakens is like, it basically has the plot of A New Hope, which I mean it
does.
It kind of does.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean,
they literally meet Han Solo in this movie.
I mean, the movie literally starts with BB, an important message getting stashed onto BBW, and then him getting onto it. He goes to another planet. Oh, this is also a desert planet, by the way, and
with a child of the
with
Force.
a chosen one on it. Yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that was a nice little Star Wars tangent.
Yeah, a little Star Wars tangent there.
So that was the last of your comic book movie news.
Yeah.
And so we can move on now to our reviews. So Secret Invasion had the penultimate episode this week.
Yes.
Arguably the weakest so far, I think.
Okay.
Not much happens.
Yeah.
So little happens that I actually only remember the ending, which is the most important part of Nick going and putting his suit back on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
His suit up scene, yeah.
Suit up scene was great. I loved it. I love that he.
I was like, fuck yeah.
I love that
Fury's back.
he doesn't stash everything in one cemetery area, one grave.
Yeah.
He stashes it in three separate holes. But he's got the vial of the Avengers abilities, and I mean, it's really all we can say is we'll look forward to this next episode.
It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah, this episode literally was there was the fight with her name is Priscilla and Gaia.
Oh yeah.
When they get attacked on the house, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Very brutal gunfight. I really liked how hard it felt.
Yeah.
We got some Gravik gets turned on by some of his people.
Yeah.
Fucking through the guy. That was crazy. When he did that, I thought he wrapped around him. And then when he let go and all the blood splattered from the back, I was like, he pierced him. Oh shit. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy moment. So we got the guys turned on Gravik. We got some progress there. We haven't talked about this character at all, I've realized. I don't know how we haven't talked about this character, but Sonya, the Olivia Colman's character, Sonya. Probably one of the best parts of the show.
Yeah.
I actually, it's crazy how we haven't talked about her yet. She's so fun. She's so she's so evil, but also a good kind of good person and fun. And I saw something today that said that she should have been this version, or she should replace Valentina De Fontaine. I kind of agree with that, because so far Val hasn't left much of an impact, and Sonya has, and her and Nick Fury have a direct relationship.
I don't know, man. You're treading on dangerous ground there. Do you know the importance of Val in the overall MCU and Marvel arc?
I mean, she will have importance. I mean, I do believe she will have importance. But
I
so
mean,
far,
she'll be decently important.
Yeah.
What will she be? She'll be serving as the kind of pseudo Nick Fury for the Thunderbolts, kind of.
But that's what I'm saying. Is Sonya is kind of the pseudo Nick Fury in this show.
That's true.
And an established relationship. They go against each other. Civil War type situation.
That's true.
I think that would. I don't know. I like Val. I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's a great actress.
She's okay.
You think so?
I found some of her comedy to be kind of.
Oh, comedy wise, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Olivia Colman is much more witty, much more.
Yeah. I mean,
on the ball.
I will say she's not the greatest part of Seinfeld. That.
Yeah.
But
And Olivia Colman, she bounces back and forth with Fury.
Yeah.
You know,
She definitely has
Fury's
that.
a presence.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He is this looming presence, and she kind of ignores that almost.
Yeah.
It feels like she can get to him
Yeah.
a little bit in like a good way.
Yeah. She touches him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's literally there for his suit up scene, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we should probably be following her more than
Yes.
Val, but maybe Val will come back and be just as good. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll have to see. Thunderbolts. We'll see that soon. You
Yeah.
know? So
Thunderbolts.
well, this episode was a good setup, and I'm actually really excited to see how they
One more,
conclude
right?
this.
Yeah.
They have a lot to wrap up.
They do.
I mean, they have a lot. We still have to
In fact-
find out about Rhodey and stuff.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I do feel like this is a common occurrence with these shows. This episode 5,
Yeah.
episode 7, episode 9, whatever the episode count is. The episode before the finale, there's too much left unsolved
Yeah.
and unresolved, you know?
Yeah, it is. That is a very common track for these shows so far.
Like, there's probably going to be some plot threads or character arcs resolved in the first, 15 minutes in the next episode that probably could have been in this episode, you know?
Yeah, and maybe if they had some more episodes, could have been extended.
Yeah.
and focused on more. I mean, Emilia Clarke has done nothing.
Yeah.
She's done nothing. They have
Besides, follow around with a gun, basically.
yeah, and die for a second, then come back immediately.
yeah. She has powers now, yeah.
Yeah, she's got abilities now, but she's done a waste. It's a waste of Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
I mean, this could have been any actress.
You know what did have me intrigued for a while, though, is the mention that the powers that the Skrulls that they have now are just like the placeholders for the powers that they actually really want.
Which are the Avengers.
Yeah, which are like the Avengers and stuff like that, and possibly
Yeah.
even like the Fantastic Four,
Right.
hopefully, eventually.
And Gravik turns into the Hulk in recent trailer. So we'll see about that.
See what happens.
Yeah. So we'll come back with that on the next episode.
Secret Invasion.
But now we can get into the real reviews.
Barbenheimer.
Oh man! All right, let's talk about it. So Barbie. Let's start with Barbie.
Barbie.
Easiest one to. I mean, we know how we feel about both of these movies,
Yeah.
but this is definitely the least, most feeling. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how to. We feel less about.
I have
this.
less to say about
Yeah.
Barbie.
Yeah. So honestly, I'll let you start.
Okay. So, start with visuals.
Okay.
Barbie was a visual spectacle, honestly. The production design was top notch. Barbie Land literally felt like an entire set. Like, it felt like the entire set was fleshed out and
Like a play set.
like an actual place, and like a place set. And especially when they went up to like the weird Barbies
Yes.
place
Yeah.
and stuff like that, it really and it was crazy, and like the backdrop and everything still felt like a place set, but it felt like real too. Like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like too overly CGI, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was very well done.
Some incredible sets.
Some incredible sets, some incredible not incredible, but some pretty good camera work. The camera work was it was cool.
Yeah.
I think Greta Gerwig's I think her touch is definitely on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The style being kind of taking this what could be a very formulaic movie and with a big IP name like Barbie, and turning it into a kind of genius, self-aware social commentary, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it does a really great job at being that, at not being formulaic and not just embracing that kind of easy storytelling, I guess, and going for a more like actual emotion built,
Yeah.
personal kind of social commentary and critique on the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And
Because this easily could have been like fallen victim of like men bad
yeah,
kind of movie.
yes.
And it, for a second, I kind of felt that it was.
Yeah.
But when it kind of brings it around and says, well, actually, you know.
The fact that they don't even like really like hate Ken all that
No,
much
yeah.
for what he does, like Barbie specifically, obviously, is like that to me was like definitely where it was like, yeah, this is not like a
Yeah.
we hate men kind of movie and
Right.
stuff like that, which I don't think you get that from any of Greta Gerwig's movies personally. Like I think that it's definitely female focused, and it's
Yeah.
definitely power. There's definitely powerful women and stuff like that.
Mhm.
That's definitely a common theme, but it doesn't feel like she's degrading men in any sense of the word. Or
Yeah.
anything.
Which is really refreshing.
Especially in this one, especially in Barbie.
Yeah. Which is really refreshing because a lot of movies do fall victim of empowering women by depowering men.
Yeah.
Which is not the way to do it. The way you do it is focus on both.
Those
And
those can be separated.
Yeah, exactly. You focus on you focus on the good of both of them while also focusing on the bad of both.
Yeah.
And it's just a really well made social commentary on really on the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And even existentialism.
Yeah,
and
existentialism and the death and
Death,
the meaning of life, kind of, and stuff like that. The idea that an idea itself kind of outlasts a human
person with that idea.
Yeah, person
Yeah.
or a human, stuff like that. And I think I don't know. I want to say this: the best scene in the whole movie to me was on the bench with the old lady that Barbie like looks over to and says, "You're beautiful," and stuff like that.
That's such
And
a
she
good scene.
Has like the slow tear moment and stuff like that.
And that happens so early too.
Yeah,
it's at the beginning of the movie almost.
But that hit, man.
That
That was just a really well put together scene. It was crazy to learn that the not Warner Brothers, Mattel or whatever, I guess, they wanted to cut that scene apparently because they felt like it didn't like add to the movie, I guess, or anything like that.
Interesting.
But Greta Gerwig said that she thinks that's one of the most important scenes in the whole movie because it kind of shows it kind of foreshadows the kind of like where the ending and stuff and the themes are going, but also just Barbie's character and stuff like that, and what that scene means, and also the powerful acting, I think, from Margot Robbie, which I think that's a big thing we have to talk about is Margot Robbie as Barbie.
Yeah, she's screw the people that are saying that she's not perfect for Barbie, bro. She's a blonde white woman.
Yeah.
She's perfect for Barbie.
Yeah.
But she also brings perfection to Barbie.
That's the thing is plenty of women actresses could be Barbie.
Almost all of them.
Plenty of them. Even some of the non-blonde ones could put on a blonde wig and be Barbie.
Yeah.
But Margot Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
She brings a sense of elegance to the role where she just fully embraces the kind of playground that was like set out before almost.
Yeah.
And she's doing everything. She's having fun. She's pulling on emotional heartstrings.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one of her best performances in her career.
Yeah. I agree with that.
If not the best. If not the best.
Yeah. I think I still think Wall Street kind of she's up there with Wall Street.
She's very good in Wall Street and
I think that and Harley Quinn are like the actual only two things that I've seen her as, and then now Barbie. So I actually don't have that much to go off of, but I know in Babylon and
Yeah, Babylon, she's very good.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, she's good.
Not
in it a whole lot, but she's pretty good.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, this is enough to say this. I mean, she does enough to say that this could be her best role. You know, and like you said, I like that you said elegance. She does.
Yeah.
She brings a great elegance and emotional aspect to this literally like 3D flat character.
Yeah.
Like 3D and flat kind of go against each other, but I mean like plastic toy character with no emotion, and the only thing they go off of is the animated movies, you know. And so I think she brings such a human element to this character, and
she humanizes the doll.
Exactly. Yeah. She humanizes the doll and the toy. She's perfect. She really is.
Speaking of perfect,
the man who taught us that we are Knuff. Right.
Kinergy is off the charts because Ryan Gosling.
Oh my God, he's great as Ken.
He was born to play Ken.
He was. He wasn't kidding when he said that. Yeah, he's great. His character is a more for comedy.
Yeah,
he is more so the comedic aspect of the film, and it works so well.
Yeah,
and I love that they used they didn't shit on him.
Yeah,
they used him as a we notice that you feel this way, kind of like a recognition. I think the best way to use men in a story like this, it's kind of hard to be like men are good because a lot of times men aren't good, you know. But the best way that they did it, and they did it in the best way possible, which was a lot of men don't get their feelings focused on. Yeah, feelings for and men don't kind of get talked about a lot in the same sentence, you know.
Yeah,
and so this movie perfectly was like kind of speaking to men. It's okay to have feelings. You are Knuff. You are enough. Yeah. I really like where this movie went with for Ken and the commentary on men in general.
And his antagonist role is not even.
Yeah.
It's the thing about it is that it's not like purposeful. It's out of a place of ignorance because he doesn't know the real world. He doesn't know that, the effects and stuff that this kind of culture and,
what
persona and stuff, what it brought and what it still brings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And he doesn't know that. So it is out of ignorance. And I think that makes it obviously makes him not like, really to blame. Because he's
right.
obviously he's a toy. It's not like
he's an idiot.
It's not like anyone's. It's not like anyone's fully like, oh yeah, this is super serious.
Right.
Like a human. And no.
It's the most childlike innocence version of the patriarchy ever.
They literally like jet ski to get to to the Earth. Like it's like okay.
I love that. There's no real world building. I love it. Like I love that the world building is.
You just do random shit to get to Earth.
Yeah,
basically.
and Barbie Land exists and it's real, and we know that it is. Like Alan got out one time, or Alan, man. Michael Cera as Alan is one of my favorites ever. That's so good. The side cast in general is all fantastic. And
Kingsley Ben-Adir, who we were just talking about a little bit with Gravik.
He had his Gravik moment in the movie when he because he smiles like the entire time.
Yeah.
And then the moment that he's like crowned king, or like he's like Ken gives him Ryan Gosling gives him the coat and stuff.
Yeah.
And he turns around and he's like, "This is the start of something new." And it sounded like he's gonna do a secret invasion in this too.
Yeah.
Okay. He was great. Simu Liu was great.
Yeah.
It was interesting seeing him in some. He's only ever been in Shang-Chi,
yeah.
I think, and he was in a show called Kim's Convenience.
And he was pretty important. I mean, he was like the rival to Ryan Gosling's Ken, essentially.
Yeah, he was the rival, and it was a nice little Ken off, beach off,
beach off.
That oh my gosh, that scene is my favorite part of the movie. Might be his entire like song
Yeah.
And that whole part where it's singing and the dance, the
Yeah.
I'm just Ken.
Bro.
Oh it's in.
Been listening to I'm just Ken.
Oh my gosh.
Can she see the man behind the tan?
Oh man. It's a great song. It's so funny.
I love Ryan Gosling and Jack Black both like drop like the most like funniest like spoof songs of the year.
Do you think Jack Black and Ryan Gosling go up against each other for best song?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
I honestly would love to see that, and I honestly don't know who I'm voting for. I think both of them, I would be okay with either of them winning. Barbie was it was great.
It was
all
a super
around.
fun
It
time.
was a fun time. The recommendation for this movie is a little hard to do because it's a toy. It's literally a brand shooting for young girls.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is not for
It's
young
not.
girls.
Yeah, it's not at all.
It's for
older audience.
an older
for sure.
audience that has either grown up with Barbie when it was like super, like it's not as popular now. Like
Yeah.
it is popular. Barbie is still popular, but it is nowhere near as popular as it used to be.
Yeah.
And so like my parents' generation, our parents' generation
Yeah.
grew up with Barbie and has more connection to Barbie than this generation. And so it's definitely for that generation. The first one.
The movie literally directly says that by like when Barbie shows up to the school with the young girl and she's like,
Right.
"Oh yeah, you're the girl that was playing with me." And she's like, "No, I don't like you at all. Actually, I don't like what you represent with capitalism." And
She's very. It is kind of like stereotypical, like Gen Z, like young.
oh yeah,
girl.
that definitely
I was like,
that
okay.
definitely was. But I also did kind of see the fact that the mom was the actual one with Barbie.
I love
saw
that.
I saw it coming because when she's shown earlier when they show Will Ferrell in that boardroom for the first time, and she has a little Barbie doll on like the side of her.
Oh, I didn't
desk
even
or
notice
whatever.
that.
Yeah,
I haven't noticed that. That's great.
yeah,
Yeah, she and America Ferrera is
Yeah,
great
America Ferrera,
as the mom character.
Yep.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I can't believe Mattel let them get away with some of the jokes that they make about Mattel.
yeah, about Mattel, it's actually kind of crazy.
It is. Like they're like the whole like talking about Barbie, what they represent and stuff.
Yeah.
And then also just the depiction of the boardroom and
Yeah.
Mattel themselves. It's hilarious.
Very
And
hilarious.
I think this movie was great. And
Oh,
again, recommendations probably to an older audience. Definitely bring you can still bring your kid probably, but I don't know because this movie, they literally talk about penis and vagina. They literally talk about like
the final
sex.
word of the movie is gynecologist.
Yeah.
So
It's true. The last word spoken in the movie is gynecologist. So let that be maybe
That'd be a warning.
Yeah. Like I don't know, maybe like a 12, 13-year-old would probably enjoy. But seriously, a young little girl won't even understand what the movie's about.
Yeah.
It doesn't
The fiends will just fly over.
Yeah,
them.
it doesn't waste the movie doesn't waste its time explaining what it is dealing with.
And it does have those child fun moments as well, too.
Right.
Like the disco scene with the Dua Lipa song playing and everything, and then everyone's just dancing and stuff. They have some goofy, and everyone on the beach, everyone running at each other.
Yeah.
And stuff. There's definitely some childlike humor to be definitely enjoyed from those younger audiences, while the older audiences gain,
Yeah.
those deeper themes and stuff like that.
But then again, there is content in it that is like purely like we didn't want little kids to probably see this movie because of very mature and adult themes. So, yeah. But anyways, it's good, and I think if you are a Barbie fan and you grew up playing with Barbies, you can still enjoy the movie for sure. So I ended up giving that I think we both ended up giving that about 8.5.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Well, speaking of fun, let's kind of destroy the fun and go into the more depressing aspect. Oppenheimer. Dun dun dun. I'm gonna let you because I know you have even stronger feelings than I do probably.
So I want to start by saying that this movie is very hard to I find it very hard to speak about with just a single watch and stuff. I find it very hard to fully grasp all my thoughts and everything on the sheer amount
Yeah.
of what I
Yeah.
took in.
Right.
And
It is difficult.
I know, bro, anyone listening right now, I'm gonna sound like I'm over exaggerating a lot when I talk about this. Just a forewarning, I will sound like I'm over exaggerating a lot. But this movie makes you feel a lot. I'm still feeling.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling stuff, man.
This movie makes you feel like Oppenheimer. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you're right. It does make you feel a lot.
So, Christopher Nolan's newest film,
Yeah.
biopic. It's the lead man is Cillian Murphy,
Who
and
fucking kills it.
he plays the J. Robert Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
the father of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy. That's a great place to start.
Yeah, let's start with Cillian. Best actor at the Oscars.
Yes.
I think he's winning.
He
He's at least being nominated.
rocked the house with his performance. I knew that I knew he had the look and the stare, because like that's his big thing in Peaky Blinders is like the looks, the
Right.
the traumatized kind of look and stuff. But man, holy.
I can't even. It's kind of wild how many emotions he invokes with just his face in this movie.
Two scenes of this movie cemented him as probably winning the best actor at the Oscar for me. One, the scene in the little like commune or whatever with all the people celebrating after, and he's like speaking.
Yeah,
and
that's
everything.
probably
Holy. I've seen. You said this when we after we watched it and stuff, but I've seen multiple people say this as well. It felt like a horror scene. It literally felt like a scene out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was dreadful to watch.
Yeah, but like in a good way.
In a good way.
Like it wasn't like bad. It was like an incredible scene that was hard to watch.
Well, it was an incredible. Yeah, it wasn't a bad scene. Definitely not. It was a incredible scene that was. Oof, it hit you like a train.
Yeah.
Second scene is the final scene of the movie.
Okay.
With,
I'm trying to remember exactly what it was.
Where it's Albert Einstein when the thing that he says is finally revealed.
When we find out what he said, yeah.
Wow.
It kind of is like...
That is the look of... That's like the look that has been advertised and everything, but we finally get the context behind what it's about. It's about Oppenheimer. It's about Oppenheimer fully realizing and coming to terms with the inevitable result of his creation.
Yeah.
Which is the destruction of our race or our planet.
The world, yeah.
And wow. I honestly think that scene alone, that final scene, is one of Nolan's most powerful in maybe any of his movies, because it's like, and then it cuts in and out. Obviously, then the movie does this. The entirety of the movie, we see the inside of Oppenheimer's mind, like whether it's the fusion of the atoms or the going over of the eventual result of the planet's destruction. And that's what also puts the nail in the coffin for the scene being amazing, is the cutting back and forth to showing literally showing the atmosphere just burning away. And it's insane. It's literally insane.
And we could kind of touch on the visuals real quick too. The visual and the sound design.
Yes.
It's winning best visuals and sound design for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Wow.
Gorgeous. Specifically the thoughts. Well, his I mean, there aren't even that many scenes where it happens.
Yeah.
But it's when it's showing the splitting of
it's
the
more
atom.
so at the beginning and the end, really, it feels like.
Yeah. And like maybe some in the middle, but very little. And then the sound design.
Oh.
I went deaf a little bit after this movie because this is the first movie I saw in IMAX.
Yeah,
and I
this
think
is the first movie I've seen.
So we both saw this movie for the first time.
Yeah,
or it was our first movie
first
in IMAX.
IMAX experience. Yeah,
and
wow,
I gotta do that more often. I gotta do that more often.
Okay, so obviously the Trinity test scene.
Yeah.
The atomic bomb. That's like it's a big scene, obviously that the movie obviously builds towards naturally.
Right.
Wow. The silence. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I don't care. I loved the silence because technically, like when you're decently far away from the explosion like that, it would be silence.
Yeah,
and then it would be a phew,
Yeah.
and then you would get that wave of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautifully portrayed. And the design, oh my gosh, when Oppenheimer puts on the goggles and looks through,
Oh yeah.
and we slowly see different parts of the explosion, like
From the
just
different points of view.
yeah, from the different like angles and stuff, just naturally forming.
Yeah.
And then it eventually get the full kind of wide shot as it
Oh man.
turns to black.
Okay, I'm really curious on how they did this. If they really dropped some sort of bomb like that, because
I don't think that they actually did.
yeah, I don't think so either.
Because from what I didn't get everything from it, but I saw Nolan said something about like doing some kind of miniature kind of like scientific like experiments to simulate that like in an up close kind of view. So it's really some movie magic like stuff that we were watching, like some next level movie magic stuff.
Because bro hates CGI.
Yeah.
Like he won't use it. So
crazy.
we could talk about the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Touch on Emily Blunt and Matt Damon and like the supporting cast.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
Oh, yeah.
All deliver great performances. Matt Damon is very much the straight man of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's kind of some comedic relief every here and there.
Yeah. He's
But-
honestly the only
He's like-
comedic
yeah.
relief, really.
Yeah, and but he also is very prominent, like
Yeah.
important to the story.
Yeah.
And he's got some great scenes. The scene
Yeah.
where he comes in and he yells at I think it's the person who does he doesn't yell at Oppenheimer. Who does he yell at in that scene? I forget.
Is the one scene where they're like in the hallway or whatever? He's like, "This is the most important thing to happen in the history of the world."
No, but actually, it might be that character
the guy that he was
yelling
Yeah.
at in that scene. But in the later scene when he's like furious,
Yeah.
he is yelling at Oppenheimer. He's
Oh.
yelling because he left. He left.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's a great scene. That's
Yeah.
some good. It's a little bit of a good rage scene right there.
Bro, I love the brief little interaction between him and Oppenheimer before the Trinity test, like in the little room, just kind of like
The Near Zero,
the near zero, and
which was in the trailer.
yeah, and
Great.
it was just a small little nice scene of camaraderie and stuff there between them. And also when Matt Damon comes in towards the end in the like the later like confession scenes.
Yeah.
And he obviously does stick up for Oppenheimer, and he just gives him kind of like a sad little kind of look that he obviously pities him,
Yes.
because of the situation that he was in.
Yeah.
And very good stuff from Matt Damon. Emily Blunt also similarly, she also a very good scene with her and Jason Clarke, who is the guy, the main interrogator guy.
Yeah.
Holy, she rocked it, bro.
She might get a nomination for that scene alone.
She rocked. I will say, I found her. Besides that scene, I found her all right.
She was definitely just there filling her part.
Yeah,
But for
she
scene,
she did fill her part. I will say that she did fill her role in the other scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But for that scene, it was
she went above.
wow.
Yeah.
And I will say she was also pretty good in when Benny Safdie's character goes to shake her hand at the end, and she goes.
Yeah. She just gives him that look.
yeah, she just gives him
Benny Safdie, great.
Benny Safdie, and he was one of the supporting guys that kind of stole the show a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising how much he had to do in this movie.
Yeah.
He was great as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think of any more side characters that Florence Pugh, obviously.
Florence Pugh, yeah.
She's not in it for very long, but she still does her part.
She
very
could.
well done.
Yeah, she could have had something more, I feel like, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it is obviously like based off real life, so you can't can't fully
Right.
just change a character if it wasn't really what happened.
It doesn't help that her scenes were easily like the most out of place scenes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, so her scenes obviously are the sex scenes with
The nudes
Oppenheimer.
and stuff.
And Nolan's not a very sexy director.
Yeah.
He doesn't do sex very well.
Yeah.
I mean, not amazingly. Like, it's not bad. It's just not like
Yeah.
it's missing that like appeal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it almost felt like we could have seen this in a PG-13 format almost. Like, we didn't need to see it all. I mean, I'm not complaining at seeing Florence Pugh nude, you know? It's like, okay, thanks, Nolan. That's awesome. But it doesn't help that her character was purely like in kind of the weirdest scenes of the movie.
Yeah.
The scene when he's on trial.
That just shouldn't have been in the movie.
That was probably easily like the worst scene of the movie.
Yeah.
But also still kind of conveyed some emotion from Emily Blunt's character.
Yeah.
But no, Florence Pugh was still good. She still served her part.
Yeah, she served her role for sure.
Yeah, Josh Peck.
Yes, Josh Peck.
Josh Peck.
He pressed the big red button.
He had like one of the most important parts of the entire movie, and he hardly said anything. And he just pressed the button.
Loved it.
Devin Bostick, who played Roderick in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, has like a couple lines, but he delivers them nicely.
Yeah.
I think every side character, and by the way, every side character is played by a big actor.
Yeah.
So Rami Malek is in this.
Yeah, Rami Malek.
MVP of the movie.
MVP of the movie. Yeah.
Comes in clutch. I've never thought I would cheer at a movie like this, but I was like, yeah.
The best thing about it is that he's in the movie before that, but he's literally just like he has no lines.
No, yeah.
He's just there.
And then he comes in and says a whole bunch.
And you're kind of just like, why isn't Rami Malek talking right now? Or anything? And then he comes in at the end like,
okay, yeah.
Oppenheimer was my homie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But every actor in this movie, whether it be they have like one line or they hardly do, they like do one important thing, they all matter. And they're all played by big names.
Alden Ehrenreich?
Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han Solo in Solos.
I was a big fan of his role as well.
Yeah.
He was obviously mostly in the black and white scenes, and he was mostly a scene partner with RDJ.
Robert Downey Jr., yeah.
And they were great together, I thought, in their scenes. It really was.
He added this like viewership of like, man, you're not great. You know, you're not a great guy.
He definitely felt like who the viewers were kind of looking in through, because he was interviewing and stuff like that, finding out information, stuff like just like us and stuff like that.
And then speaking of Robert Downey Jr., I want to say Robert Downey Jr. recently said that he was afraid of what his acting ability might be like after doing the MCU and Iron Man for so long. Fear not, Robert, because you were fucking phenomenal.
Bro has a date with Oscar.
Yeah, he's got a date with Oscar. I kind of want it to be him to win Best Supporting.
I think it's going to be between him and Ryan.
Yeah.
I think anyone earnestly voting at the Oscars, and I love Ryan Gosling's performance as Ken. It was amazing.
Yeah.
RDJ had the better performance.
Yeah, and he deserves this. I mean, he did 11 years as one character, and he was great as Iron Man. It's the most iconic role he'll ever play. It's one of the most iconic roles of all time, but he didn't get any recognition from it, other than fan recognition.
Yeah,
and this would kind of back that up. I think this, like winning this for this role, showing that he can do things other than Iron Man, would also back up the fact that he did Iron Man for so long.
Yeah,
and this would be an award. It would be. He would be winning this award for being Iron Man for so long and also doing an incredible job in this movie.
I think personally he's easily the second best actor in this movie behind Cillian Murphy, probably.
100%.
And wow.
He's a great antagonistic role.
Louis Strauss, and I love how he is framed throughout the movie, bro, because it's a twist. It's genuinely a twist when at the end of the movie, and it's like, wow, and his demeanor just changes, and it's crazy.
Immediately, you like start looking at him differently.
Bro, this line: "Amateurs chase the sun and get burned. Power stays in the shadows, away from the light." Bro, he literally is representing the corrupt politician, like at its peak.
Yeah,
he is a corrupt politician. He's playing a corrupt politician.
Yeah,
he literally is it's like the pinnacle of that kind of,
Yeah.
real life archetype.
Right.
And wow.
He does a great job kind of portraying this jealous and insecure man.
Oh yeah, he's very much Syndrome.
Oh yeah. He said that. Yeah. Syndrome in The Incredibles is kind of this character.
Or insert Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
You forgot my birthday.
You don't know my name? I'm a villain now.
To be fair,
Killian.
it was more so justified like throughout the narrative and stuff like that. It wasn't as it wasn't as outlandish, but it was at its base, like, yeah,
Syndrome.
But it makes sense though, because that is who these guys are. They are that petty. They are that childish. That like,
egos.
Them getting getting made fun of for a little bit and stuff like that is so appalling and stuff like that. Go cry about it in your mansion.
I know.
Like, and the fact that he held that like for so long, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And when
and then he still thought that Oppenheimer like owed him stuff.
Yeah.
And
the moment at the end, it's the scene right before we find out what Einstein said.
Yeah.
The moment before that, which is Alden Ehrenreich being like, did it ever occur to you that maybe he didn't say anything about you at all? Oh, I love that.
His face, I'm pretty sure doesn't his face just go like, dude, it just like drops.
He drops because he thinks he's like kind of won.
Yeah.
He thinks he's like, yeah, I'm on top. I'm gonna come out on top on this. And then Alden Ehrenreich says that, and he immediately goes, oh. Like, he just has that face of like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I thought that
he's so good.
I really thought that the interweaving I know Nolan does this a lot, but the interweaving of the storylines and the messed up chronology of the film,
timelines,
the timeline.
Yeah.
I think it's used very effectively here. Like he mostly justifies its usage in a lot of his films, I feel like, in some way or another. And I feel like it's really justified here, especially with that reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Because when you first see that scene, it's kind of like, wow, we're really not gonna see what he said. Like, okay. And then at the end, it's literally like, wow,
man,
wow.
It wasn't about. It's like Louis Strauss's ego was so big that he thought what Einstein said to Oppenheimer was about him, when in reality it was about what the entire movie's about.
And the beautiful thing is that it's played in that way through the audience's like lens, kind of.
Yeah.
Because we're with Strauss when we see that scene with the first time, and the way it kind of plays with how Einstein just walks past Strauss and he's like looking at him going Albert, and he doesn't say anything to him.
It makes sense.
Right?
Like, oh, maybe he said something.
Yeah, maybe he said something about him. And then obviously,
yeah,
when we get that revealed at the end,
when we get the reveal, it makes that scene look like Albert was just kind of rude in that scene.
Yeah.
Albert was just kind of, he could have said hi.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, but Robert Downey Jr. Best Supporting Actor, Cillian Murphy Best Actor, Margot Robbie Best Actress, and Supporting Actress maybe Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be someone else that
and then I think
gives something else this year, but
I don't know. I think technical wise, I think Oppenheimer's probably gonna be rocking it.
Yeah.
Best director, I think, will probably go to Nolan.
Has he won? Has he gotten an Oscar?
I don't. I want to say. I honestly think that Interstellar lost. Wow. I want to say that. Wow. I might be wrong about this, but I think Grand Budapest beat Interstellar.
Oh, Wes Anderson?
I think they both came out in 2014, I believe.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I think Budapest beat Interstellar that year.
Wow.
I think. I might be wrong about that.
I love both those movies. Grand Budapest is great. Interstellar is great, but Interstellar is better.
Also, I wanted to. I agree. But I also wanted to talk about Oppenheimer and where it like kind of sits amongst like Nolan's like the rest of his filmography,
like a ranking of his
like
films,
that.
kind of.
Yeah, and
I haven't seen all his films, so I probably won't be able to participate.
But you've seen kind of like his better ones, at least Interstellar, right?
I've seen. I actually haven't seen a whole lot of Nolan's films. I've seen So Oppenheimer, Interstellar, Memento,
Prestige.
The Prestige, bits of Tenet,
Yeah.
and that might be it.
And then the
I
Dark Knight movies and stuff.
I have yet to see the Dark Knight.
You haven't
movies.
seen the Dark Knight
No,
movies?
I have not. And
Oh my gosh.
I
You
know.
gotta watch the Dark Knight movies.
I have it planned. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it before this, but I went on vacation and
I also
wasn't
thought
able.
about doing like a Nolan like watch through or
Yeah,
something.
but all his movies are like 3 hours
And
long.
I gotta, bro. His movies are definitely like, like the post is gonna take me a while to like formulate. and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. But Oppenheimer, I think I've watched almost all of his movies.
What one are you missing?
The only one I'm missing is like I think it's his very first movie following.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And besides and Tenet. Besides that, I
Okay.
haven't watched. Those are the only two I haven't watched. I haven't reviewed all of them, but I have.
Yeah.
Those are the only two I haven't watched.
Yeah.
And I think Oppenheimer. I think it's Interstellar level. I think it is.
I think so too.
I
Well, I
think
can
it's-
base it off that. Yeah.
I think it's neck and neck with Interstellar. Like, and and this is just off the first watch of Oppenheimer. I've watched Interstellar multiple times.
Yeah.
I think Oppenheimer has bits and pieces of it that I like more
Really?
than Interstellar.
Okay, I'm opposite. I love both these movies. I think
Okay.
they are both 10s, but Interstellar is that kind of bump up to an 11
Okay.
for me.
I see. The thing is, just like
I love the sci-fi.
I love sci-fi too.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know.
thing.
I just,
The only thing about Oppenheimer is it has something personal. to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That I think anyone with like a heart and a brain can like recognize with, like there's and it's the it's the doomedness
Yeah.
that these
Doom.
that these weapons have caused and so
Yeah.
and will cause and stuff like that. And I don't know, and Interstellar does that too. Interstellar does have a message there about space exploration and getting away from Earth and exploring. Maybe our purpose was to be these explorers of the cosmos and stuff
Right.
like that. That's what Matthew McConaughey's character kind of preaches on. But Oppenheimer is a character that's literally just he's directly responsible for the creation of one of the most heinous things ever made, but also
Yeah. Like one of the worst events ever.
but and it's also led to obviously like the possibility of the Earth at any time being wiped out by nuclear warfare and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And the problem the problem that really comes up is that the bombs that were released in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and was tested on the Trinity test and stuff,
Yeah.
they were nothing compared to the bombs that
What
we have
was-
now.
Yeah.
Like actually nothing. Like we have like 50 times
Which is
the explosive power of those bombs.
so scary to think about.
Yeah, and like almost every country, not almost every country, but a lot of countries have them.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not throwing stones at any other country because the U.S. obviously we harbor a lot of them. We harbor the most of them.
Yeah.
And wow, man. And the movie does go into things like the Cold War and
Yeah.
and even the JFK name drop and stuff
Bro,
like that.
the Avengers
Yeah.
tease of
Well,
JFK.
I saw people say it's more like the Robin name drop that he does with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in The Dark Knight Rises, and it kind of is because in that movie he's kind of like, "Hey, yo, Robin," at the end of the movie, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
But to be fair, though, that does have relevance because that's another huge government, not conspiracy, but that's a whole nother corruptness of the government and stuff is the assassination of JFK. And the movie JFK was a huge inspiration for the movie in general.
Yeah.
And the movie also leads up and shows bits and pieces of the Cold War, like the whole the shots of like the multiple nuclear missiles and stuff being made at the end and stuff like that.
Being shot in the
And Yeah, and it even I think they even name dropped the. I might be wrong about this, but I think towards the end someone name drops the Cold War.
Yeah, they say this will start a Cold War with Russia.
Yeah, and yeah, so you got everything there, man.
Yeah.
Literally
Set up a sequel, Oppenheimer 2.
Yeah, but
it was so funny when they name dropped JFK. Literally, it was like some guy is voted against you or something like that, and they're like, "What's his name?" He's like, JFK or John F. Kennedy, and immediately I was like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I was no, but Oppenheimer,
wow.
a true achievement in cinema, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. I give it a. It's not a favorite. I wouldn't consider it a favorite for me, but it is a 10 out of 10. It is a 9.5, 10 out of 10. You know.
Yeah.
I assume it's about the same for you, but
It's a. I think it's a 10 for me. I really do need. I need a second watch, but I'm pretty sure it's a 10.
Yeah.
And I need to watch and review all of Nolan's movies and stuff like that. Get them all, rewatched, refreshed, and reviewed.
right.
And even the ones I
Right.
haven't seen, like Tenet. I really want to see Tenet because that was the one before this one, especially.
Yeah.
Um.
And that's his the one that most people are like, yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah. It has like a 68 on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Like by far his lowest. But I will say this: Oppenheimer is one of the only 3-hour movies that I'm like, I want to rewatch it.
That's
crazy. I really need to rewatch this movie. Like Beau's Afraid. That was the most recent 3-hour movie. That I could rewatch that, but it would take a lot of building up to actually rewatching it.
You need to really feel like rewatching it. You can't.
Oppenheimer is kind of similar, but also it's going to happen soon. I will watch this movie again relatively soon for sure to really get that grasp on how I feel about it for sure.
And I will say it is a lot the way the trailer is cut together, that is the movie. That's how the movie is cut together, and it feels that fast. But and it's 3 hours long, and a lot of times 3-hour movies can fly by.
Yeah.
And especially with how fast paced this is, I thought it would. It's so long.
Yeah.
It is
a long movie.
It's a slow burn in that it is just very slow.
Yeah.
There were moments where I was like, wow, we're probably an hour and a half in, and we were 20-30 minutes in.
And Nolan he doesn't care, bro. He gets sciencey. He gets nerdy here. And
he gets nerdy.
And he'll spend 10, 15 minutes on his scene just talking science.
Yeah.
And, that can be boring, but it also obviously it provides meaning and stuff to the actual plot because it's it's important.
I mean, it is important at the end of the day. Everything in the movie is important.
I've seen people say that that the movie even though it was 3 hours, it could not have possibly covered everything on this topic alone.
No. Oh no.
I heard that it did a good amount of Oppenheimer. But the Trinity test itself and the making of the bomb wasn't fully touched upon and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's it does an incredible job.
Oh yeah.
At touching on it and talking about it.
Absolutely.
So Oppenheimer and Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
go watch them.
Barbenheimer.
Make it a double feature.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at this point, it's kind of how it's supposed to be watched. Is both of them back to back, at least in the theater while they're in theaters. You know.
Definitely go see these in theaters.
Oh,
but I will say this: if you literally have to choose one, go see Oppenheimer in theaters and wait for Barbie for streaming because it would be a crime to see Oppenheimer the first time on streaming.
Oh, and I also wanted to talk about the score real quick. Specifically Oppenheimer, because Ludwig Göransson, who did Black Panther and there's something else. I know he did the 2 Black Panther movies, and he's done a lot more. But it's easily mistakable for Hans Zimmer.
Yeah,
easily, and it's obvious that Nolan likes him because he has a Hans Zimmer sound.
Yeah,
and fantastic score.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Incredible score. Barbie has a great score too, but this one wasn't so good.
Oh yeah,
But yeah.
that build up to the Trinity test and stuff. Whew.
Oh man, everything was so heart pounding.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, go see both these movies. I really doubt you'll regret it.
Yeah.
I've seen people who want to be
These are
different.
the movies of the year. I mean,
They are, yeah. They honestly only contend with Spider-Man and Guardians for me.
yeah.
But I have seen some contrarians out there that are like, yeah, both of them were bad, and I'm like, you don't actually believe that. I know you don't, you know. But no, go see them.
Yep.
They're great.
They are.
Well, we can hop into our final bit here, and let's just talk about some recommendations that we've got here.
Let's get it.
All right, I'll go ahead and start off with I watched Wildlife, which is Paul Dano's one and only directorial feature.
Nice.
Pretty simple. I really don't have that much to say. Jake Gyllenhaal and Carey Mulligan and Ed Oxenbould, who is I don't know if you've seen Alexander and the No Good Terrible Bad Day or whatever. It's
No,
a
I
movie
haven't.
based on the children's book. That's a fun movie. But he is great in this movie. We follow him as a little kid who watches his parents kind of fall apart, and it's very emotional, very very real, and it's really nice to watch through the eyes of a child.
Yeah.
And especially a child who, Jake Gyllenhaal, his character in this movie, he disappears for most of it. He's in the beginning, and then he leaves, and he comes back at the end. And the entire movie, his presence is felt through the son because he misses his dad.
Yeah.
He wants his dad to come back. And it's a great story on marriage and specifically failing marriage and just a little boy, watching it happen. Nothing
Yeah.
he can do. And Jake Gyllenhaal and Carey Mulligan are. I mean, Jake is great, but Carey Mulligan, this is her performance of her career so far. It's a fan-fucking-tastic performance.
Bro, she's so good, bro.
Yeah, she's so good.
Oh,
And
bro, that reminds me, fucking, an Oppenheimer performance we didn't talk about. Casey Affleck, bro.
oh yes, okay, we can talk about that real quick.
Bro, his little short little cameo role, and
He's a devious little creature.
he's a demon, bro.
Yeah.
I love his unhinged, psychotic white boy kind of.
Oh yeah,
Kind of style.
quirked up white boy, evil quirked up white boy.
He's crazy, bro, and I love it. He looked like he was gonna rip Oppenheimer's head off or
Mhm,
something. That's
mhm.
crazy. But anyway, back
Yeah. But Wildlife is it's great, and it's Paul Dano's directorial debut.
yes.
He's great. A lot of the cinematography and colors of this movie feel like Wes Anderson a little bit.
Okay.
It's a period piece set in the 60s, and it feels very 60s esque, so it fits the tone perfectly. And it almost, the best way I can describe the movie is it feels like a movie directed by Paul Dano's character in The Fabelmans. So
Okay.
think of the dad character that he plays in The Fabelmans if he directed this movie.
Okay.
Or even better if Paul Dano was, or not necessarily Paul Dano, but if the movie was directed by Steven Spielberg's character, the character that's supposed to be Steven Spielberg
Yeah.
in The Fabelmans, if he grew up and made a movie, which he did because he's Steven Spielberg. So, but
Yeah.
more so the best example is the dad in The Fabelmans
Yep.
because it's Paul Dano. Great movie. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. 4 stars on Letterboxd. Yeah, really good movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so my recommendations are all pretty brief, probably, I'd say. Got Men in Black, the
Yeah.
original Men in
Yeah.
Black. It's a fun, enjoyable movie.
It is. It's a classic.
It's it is indeed a classic movie with just some dumb fun humor in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't remember the other two movies that precede it very well, but I remember the first one being definitely the best, I think.
Is the first one with Michael Jackson? Is he in the?
No,
first
he's not
one?
in this one.
So that's the
It's
second one.
yeah.
Okay. I would to be Agent M.
That is one of the best jokes in the entire
Yeah. I love that.
But but no, Men in Black, it was very funny. I love the love the prosthetics and the props and stuff for
Mhm.
the aliens. I think that's one of the best like actual done parts.
Yeah.
It's a classic. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not really
Will
much
Smith
to say. It's Will Smith,
And
Tommy Lee Jones. They're a duo.
Yeah. You know who plays the first, or I don't know if he's the first alien, but the real big like his chin kind of goes down or whatever. He's like he eats a lot or something.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, it's Vincent
Yeah,
D'Onofrio.
he's like the main antagonist of the movie. Basically,
He is?
the first
Okay.
one, yeah.
I wasn't sure if he
So he's like
came
the
back.
alien that like gets into like Vincent D'Onofrio's like his like character's like skin basically.
Yeah.
And I actually love Men in Black is actually I think the most New York movie ever made
Okay.
because the villain is the alien is literally a roach. It's literally a
Oh
giant
my God.
cockroach.
Yeah.
And
It'd be better if he was a rat. No, but that is the most. If he was wearing Tim's, then it would be
sure.
even more New York.
But yeah, no, Men in Black, classic. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Gotta go watch that.
It's a fun alien adventure film. Yeah.
Super fun. Up next, I got Born on the 4th of July.
Okay.
A very interesting military movie made in 1989, starring Thomas Cruise.
Thomas Cruise.
Thomas Cruise.
Personal
And,
friends with him.
It has a side actor starring Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
And it's directed by Oliver Stone, the guy who directed the JFK movie and
Okay.
Platoon.
Yeah.
Another movie with Willem Dafoe in it. And it's another military movie that is a heavy critique on the on Vietnam
Yeah.
and the Vietnam War and stuff like that. Except instead of like how Platoon was, where it was like actually fully inside of the war itself, this is more so you're more so removed of the war, and it's more so about how the country like treated and does treat like military veterans and stuff like that.
Okay.
And how they kind of like leave people who fought for the country and stuff out to dry.
Yeah.
It also shows kind of like the propaganda and stuff like that not as much now, but very much back then swayed a lot of young men to sign up and
Yeah.
literally give their lives away because of propaganda,
Right.
like literal propaganda from their own country,
Yeah.
and using their own like love for their country and stuff against them and stuff like that.
Dang.
And yeah, Tom Cruise, he gets into it, man. It's a very interesting Tom Cruise role, which I love to see. I very much love him in his interesting roles where he's in a wheelchair for a large portion.
Oh, wow.
He's like balding and has like long hair and,
Oh.
and he has a mustache.
Yeah.
He looks different and he's doing some funky stuff. But it also is a sad story because it's like it's true. It's kind of
Yeah.
true, how they treated him. How they treated vets and stuff. But the only problem is that the movie's just a little too over the top. The direction, especially in like the first like 30 minutes specifically, it's way too close in the face. It feels too over the top, and even like Tom Cruise's acting feels pretty over the top for a large portion of the movie.
Yeah.
And there's even there's a couple of scenes where it's like, I don't really know if I'm supposed to be laughing or crying at what I'm like.
Yeah.
There's a scene of him and Willem Dafoe. They're both in wheelchairs, and they're like circling around each other on like a empty road, and they're screaming about like balls and butts, and I'm like, okay, am I supposed to be laughing right now after I just saw like him get like maimed in combat? Like, I don't know.
Weird switch up.
There wasn't a great balance there, but it still was a good watch, I think, and could definitely be a good enjoyable watch. And I think it was even less than 2 hours, like an hour and 45, something like that. So it wasn't that harsh of a runtime either, I don't think. But I ended up giving it, I think, a 7.5, 7 out of 10, something like that.
Nice.
And the last recommendation I have is The Bear.
Yes.
I'm currently on season 2 episode. I just finished episode 7, so I have 8 and then 9, I believe, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I believe I have 2 episodes left, and I just finished the big episode that was like, yo, this is like the best episode in the show and stuff. And It indeed is definitely one of the best episodes in the show. I don't know if it is the best, but it's definitely one or two for sure.
Yeah.
And it's because you finally get a big reveal into like you finally actually see the main character's like family on screen fully, and there are some impactful celebrity castings.
Okay.
I won't spoil, but let's just say the parents are a famous woman in horror and
Okay, wait. I already think I know who it might be.
a famous woman in horror and a lawyer.
Like she is a lawyer, or the dad.
The dad character
is a lawyer.
He isn't a lawyer in the show, but that's the hint, is lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're good. They're real good. Particularly Horror Woman is really good.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic episode. It's chaotic. The whole show is chaotic. But
yeah.
but this episode shows the root of the chaos.
Okay.
And I love it.
Nice.
And I'm loving the bear.
Nice. And it's got 2 episodes left?
2 episodes left. And I'm hoping for season 3 next year because they've came out with a season every year so far. I'm pretty sure. So it's been.
But the strikes could.
The strikes could definitely impact that probably for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, the bear, it's been kicking, and I'll definitely be back for when I finish it and stuff like that. I'll definitely give you the final review of it and stuff.
I'm gonna have to hop on that after I finish what I'm watching currently, which is Barry.
Barry.
And I will. I kind of wish I had talked about it, kind of how you do it, where it's like you talk about as you watch it each episode that we do, because there's a lot that happens in Barry that's gonna be hard to sum up when I'm done.
Yeah.
So I'll probably start doing it that way, how you've been doing it.
Okay.
But for right now, I'm gonna wait till I finish season 4. Season 3, I just finished. Man, oh my God, Barry's incredible, but we'll get on that later.
Nice.
So that was all your recommendations, right?
Yeah, that's my recommendations.
That's all that we have this week. We're fresh out of stuff. No more news, no more reviews. All done.
Barbenheimer is complete.
Barbenheimer, it's seriously like a holiday. It's like an achievement in like us watching movies and people watching movies has happened with Barbenheimer.
Bro, it's so crazy that like the year we got into movies and stuff
like
that
like
really
for
got
real,
really got into movies and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a great year. I mean, The Creator. We still have a lot to look forward to.
There's still some good stuff. Hey, also that movie with Paul Giamatti that we saw the trailer for. That movie looked great.
That looked great with like an 80s aesthetic.
I won't lie. I think that movie will probably end up winning some Oscars or something. It seems it seems like one of those movies or something that like it might be like an artsy movie that.
Yeah.
It looked good though. It literally looked like an 80s movie.
I no joke thought it was gonna be a remake of Dead Poets Society at first. I was like, is this gonna be a remake of Dead Poets Society? But luckily, it's not.
Bro, I gotta watch Dead Poets Society.
That's a great movie.
That's a movie that is literally on the like top of my watch list right now.
That's a Robin Williams like not as much as Good Will Hunting, but like that's the other role.
Yeah, and it's the same guy who directed it, Peter Weir.
Is it? It's the same guy. Yeah, I see that. It feels like.
And I think Ethan Hawke's in it too, right?
Yeah, young Ethan Hawke, and Red Foreman, the guy in a 70s show, plays the dad of the main character. It's sad. It's a sad movie, but
gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in this week. We truly appreciate it.
Yes.
And you can find us all over the place on all of our social media. You can find us on Instagram at Cinemaniacs Pod, and that's on just about everything else as well. You can find us separately on Instagram. I am at Maceo Movies.
I am at Loda Reviews.
And you can catch us there. You can catch us everywhere else. I have a new podcast. If you missed last week's episode, I have a new podcast that I started with my cousin Raven called The Average Wiener Daytime Show. and we just kind of shoot the shit. And it's a lot of fun. And we air that on Twitch every Wednesday, Thursday night, and then it goes up the next day on all platforms. So, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and we'll catch you all in the next one with a fresh batch of news. See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
The Cinemaniacs podcast.